A comfortable win for Liverpool at Anfield as they beat Rangers by 2-0, put them back to winning ways, of course, after that disappointing result at the weekend. Alexander-Arnold with a brilliant free kick would open the scoring in the 7th minute, and then a Salah penalty 8 minutes into the second half would give them the victory. And let's just take a look at what that means overall in the group. Napoli thrashed Ajax by 6-1 in the Netherlands. They remain top of the table, perfect after 3 games. Liverpool move up to 2nd, Ajax 3rd, Rangers still yet to register a point. Steve Nicol is with us. Stevie, sum this game up for us.
It kind of went exactly the way it was supposed to, other than maybe we expected more goals from Liverpool, but no surprises. Completely dominated the game. I mean, it took Rangers 85 minutes to actually get Alisson to make a save in the game. It should have been out of sight at half-time. Nunez probably, well, maybe could have had a hat-trick in the first half. McGregor made 3 saves from him. Shots that were on target, but had they been placed better, they would have been in the back of the net. So this was a performance that we expected. They dominated. They were disappointed, Liverpool, they didn't score an open play. The 2 goals came from set pieces. As you said, an incredible free kick from Alexander-Arnold, top corner, and then a penalty kick. So if there was one thing that you would be disappointed in, or Klopp would be disappointed in, is that they didn't take any of the chances that they made in open play. But at the end of the day, it's 3 points, it's a win, and as I said, they dominated from start to finish.
It's a perfect tonic, really, for Liverpool's currently struggling defence, because they didn't really have to do much, as Stevie said, until later on in the second half. Unfortunately, it's a Rangers team that brilliantly got to the Europa League final last year, narrowly lost, but this is a step up, just too much for them in terms of quality, and it's shown. And had this been anything other than a victory for Liverpool, it would have been pretty much a disaster for them, bearing in mind how they've started the season. So, yeah, the only disappointing thing from their point of view is they'd have been looking for 4 or 5.
Right.
And it should have been.
Right. And it should have been, as you say, Stevie, because Nunez had chances. Cause for concern?
No, I think what we're seeing from Nunez is he's still a bit off the finished article. And probably the biggest thing would be his finishing. Because in the games that he's played since he's got to Liverpool, he's actually had chances. But I would probably question his composure in front of goal, because when you have that composure, then you can pick your spot. And I think right now, he's going for power as much as anything else. So he's still learning. He's still learning his trade. I think Klopp knows that. I don't think it's a surprise to him. You know, the money they paid for him, I'm pretty certain they did it, because had they not done it when they did, somebody else might have come in and got him or taken him. So, you know, you've got to understand the kid's learning. He's definitely going to be way better than he is right now. But right now, he's still a handful. As I said, he's getting on the end of chances, and he just doesn't have that little edge, that little bit of composure right now to take advantage of them.
A little bit of redemption for Alexander-Arnold after a tough month, Stevie.
Yeah, the free kick, 100%. Yeah, I mean, it was a good game for him to play as well, because obviously Rangers weren't going to ask too many questions of Liverpool defensively, and that gave him time to get forward, and he played, what, 4 or 5 brilliant balls into the box. Things that we just have taken as normal for Alexander-Arnold. And as I said, the free kick was the cherry on the top. So, yeah, it was a good performance from him, but it was a perfect game for him to get the ball and get playing and get some confidence. And by the end of the game, when he came off, standing ovation, smart move from Klopp, a minute to go, bring him off and get the crowd into it and get behind him. So it's a good night, definitely, for him.
But he's got to be switched on. We know his crosses and his set pieces and his corners and his free kicks, and his general delivery from open play is as good as anybody's in that position. But we also know he's not been alone, but he's had a tough time. And there's a big game at the weekend, Arsenal. They play with 2 natural wingers, Saka and Martinelli. They're fast. They like to run at defenders. They like to run in behind. They've got good movement, Arsenal, with Jesus up front and Odegaard floating around. So it gives defenders questions about positioning. And that's going to be another big test for him if he plays, and I'm sure he is. So that's going to be the acid test again for him at the weekend, because he's going to have a team that are on the front foot, and he's going to have natural wide players up against him.
We saw Klopp afterwards talking about the fact that he's gone to this 4-2-3-1, Stevie, to add a little bit more protection to the defence and Alexander-Arnold.
I think you have to say it's a smart move. He's actually learned from, you know, I'm trying to remember what, 18 months ago I think it was, Liverpool lost 6 in a trot at home. We're kind of going through pretty much what we've seen recently, and he never changed a thing. And it took a long time to get out of the funk. So I'm glad to see, and it certainly looks like he's rethinking what he's doing. But I'm still not convinced that he's going to turn up against Arsenal and play 2-3-1 or 4-2-3-1. I think he might go back to type. I hope he doesn't. I think it's a smart move, because there's no question right now Liverpool's defence needs some cover, and that has to be the priority right now. You know, don't lose any goals. You don't lose any goals with the attacking players you have. If you have to seek a goal, you can do it. But don't play open and let a team like Arsenal get after you. So I hope he sticks to that at the weekend with a 4-2-3-1. I personally don't believe he will, but I guess we'll find out.
Why wouldn't he, Stevie?
Well, because he's a little stubborn. I think when you play on the face of it, people can say, right, you're playing 2 in front of the back 4, which means you're having 2 players to protect the back 4. I think he's looking at playing 2 so he can get 4 forward early, because they're playing against Rangers. I think this has got to do with the opposition. And we knew that Rangers weren't going to cause too many problems, which they didn't. And of course it was all about attacking. And so that's why he plays Nunez and Jota and Diaz and Mo Salah. Do you think he's going to play those 4 against Arsenal? I don't think so. I think he's going to go back to what he thinks they know best. And that's 4-3-3. So, listen, hope I'm wrong. I don't think so, though.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.